Stress is natural in the horror genre, but we find these moments hard to top. Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we're looking at sequences in horror games that get our hearts pumping like no others.
What's that? You want to talk down to me some more? Tell me to relax?
But before we get into it, we publish new content all week long. So be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Alerting a Witch, Left 4 Dead series. The special infected of the Left 4 Dead series each bring a different level of stress. We all know the danger of a charging tank or the fear of being suddenly yanked away from our companions by a smoker. But the witch is a special brand of tension, something that the others simply cannot match. Whenever you hear her weeping, it immediately puts you on edge.
Pass the bricks.
It is paramount that you make sure you're prepared to take her on, or find the quickest path away from her. Once she's alerted by either you or a teammate, she sprints towards whoever's responsible, knocks them to the ground, and begins ripping into them. Only a significant amount of damage will get her to stop, and God help you if there's a horde or other special infected around when it happens. Lara, the Evil Within. Of the many twisted foes you'll find in The Evil Within, nothing gets our hearts racing like Lara. As a disturbing manifestation of the horrible fate that befell the main villain's sister, the developers went all out on making her scare the bejesus out of us. Her ghost-like visage, her multitude of arms that flail about as she chases you, and the fact that she emerges from dead bodies all combine to make one hell of a boss encounter. Bullets don't work on her, which is super fun to learn the first time. Fire does, thankfully, but that doesn't change the fact that every second she spends barreling after us is just adding to the nightmare fuel tank. Marta and the Cart, Outlast 2.
Do you want him?
No matter who you're being chased by in the Outlast series, be it the brutish Chris Walker in the original game, or the unsettling groom Eddie Gluskin in its DLC, you're gonna be stressed out. But we'd like to shine a light on a moment from the second game that managed to trap you with your pursuer. The developers did this with Marta, a ruthless cultist who mumbles insane religious ramblings.
That man shall die.
At a certain point, you must push a cart to a nearby wall so you can climb over it to escape her. Unfortunately, it isn't as if she sits idly by and watches you. You make slow progress, fleeing as soon as she gets near to try and hide. As she smashes through the environment or grabs hold of you if you push the cart for too long, it's hard not to feel distressed. Save file deleted. Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem. Anyone who has played this underrated GameCube gem knows that the most unique thing about it, and why it's so well remembered even today, is its sanity meter. The lower it gets as you play, the stranger and more disturbing things you'll encounter. This can take form in a variety of ways. Blood dripping down the walls, your character's head falling off, your volume being lowered, or the screen going black as if your TV was turned off. But by far the most stressful of these moments was when the game acted like it was deleting your data while you attempted to save.
This isn't really happening!
It's every gamer's worst nightmare, and even though we knew how this game liked to mess with us, even if it was only for a split second, all logic went out the window and was replaced by sheer terror. The Xenomorph's entrance, Alien Isolation. Most players will have slightly different experiences as they progress through Alien Isolation. The Xenomorph's AI is so strong it may react differently depending on your playstyle. But we all share that same first moment with the iconic alien. And boy, is it a doozy. As you carry out your task, a vent in front of you suddenly bursts open, giving us our first look at the alien. As we hide and it prowls around the room with its slithering tail coming far too close to us for comfort, it's enough to make your body go rigid. For fans of the film series, this moment adapted something we'd seen on the screen in such an immersive way, and the game would build on this stress throughout our playthrough. Eye surgery. Dead Space 2.
Are you ready?
This is gonna hurt, isn't it?
It says a lot that one of the most memorable moments from the Dead Space series has nothing to do with necromorphs, who have more disturbing designs than nearly every video game enemy. Towards the end of the second game, Isaac must use a specialized machine to access marker data stored in his brain. Unfortunately for everyone, the machine uses a giant needle to pierce through his eye.
Cross my heart and hope to die. Stick a needle in your eye.
Everything about this scene is a masterclass in tension. Isaac's increased heart rate as the machine gets closer, and his twitching eyes making it harder for you to line it up. Failure leads to a death most brutal, and something long and sharp sticking into your eye is a universal fear that can stress anyone out. The final encounter, Until Dawn. Until Dawn is another game built around stressful moments, like the multitude of well-implemented quick-time decisions that could lead to doom or survival. As you try to keep the cast of characters alive, you uncover a community of thriving Wendigos, who are all too happy to hunt you at any opportunity. This comes to a head during the climax when the remaining survivors are trapped inside the ski lodge with a group of them. While gas fills the building, you must make all the right decisions and not move at the proper moments using the controller's motion sensors in order to get everyone out alive and blow the Wendigos up. One slight mistake could lead to you losing one or several characters all at once. The Labyrinth. Silent Hill 2. What's more stressful than exploring a haunted town with few resources? Being forced to navigate a maze inside of one. The Labyrinth of Silent Hill 2 is an expression of dread in its purest form. James has to draw a map as he explores, naturally, and it's really easy to feel like you're being trapped in a loop. Of course, there are several disturbing enemies roaming the halls, including good old Pyramid Head, and a boss fight against one of the most unsettling foes to ever grace the series, Abstract Daddy. The 2024 remake expanded on this area with new sections, all of them taking full advantage of the graphical overhaul with visuals that are sure to surprise and disturb. The Hospital's Lower Levels, The Last of Us Part 2. Anytime a game tells you you'll have to descend into a basement, you know you're in for a bad time. During Abby's section, you're meant to go into the lower levels of a hospital in search of medical supplies. Extremely dim lighting, rooms with stalkers and clickers, and some unsettling sounds of something big not too far in the distance set the mood. After finally finding what you need in an ambulance, you're jumped by the Rat King, a horrific amalgamation of several infected types, fused together by years of fungal growth. As if the resulting chase wasn't tense enough, you then have to battle the thing in a tight environment. And about halfway through, one of the infected rips itself off and begins hunting you while you continue the fight. The anxiety is unbelievable. House Beneviento, Resident Evil Village.
I love you both so much. I had to do it.
Honestly, you could look at any entry in the Resident Evil series and pick a moment that would fit nicely on this list. But today, we're going with the unholy locale of House Beneviento. Things start off only mildly creepy as you piece together puzzles amidst some unsettling wooden dolls, but things take a turn for the worse when you're subjected to the effects of hallucinogenic chemicals. You lose access to your weapons during this section, which is a shame because, rummaging around in the dark, you'll be met by a gigantic undead baby with the ability to swallow you whole. This creature's design is a perfect combination of disgusting and terrifying. Having to run and hide from it while looking for the swiftest exit is one of the game's standout, stress-inducing moments. What moment from a horror game stressed you out the most? Head to the comments to let us know, and we'll see you next time.